What's up, Journey More? In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to repurpose wood to build some of the best firewood racks that are going to keep your firewood stacks standing, strong, and that can also be portable. I'm also going to give you some tips as to how to stack and then tell you which type of woods to burn in your fireplace or wood burning stove, and then which types of wood to not burn. So with that, let's go.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now.
Now before we jump in, if you're not already a subscriber to Journey More, this is the perfect place for outdoor adventurers, hikers, backpackers, and people that want to learn and hone outdoor skills. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and then hit the thumbs up. Give us a like if this video is helpful to you. There are three things you have to keep in mind when you're stacking firewood. The first one is cut all your pieces to the same length. Right here, all of our pieces are about 18 inches long. So every piece is about this long, same length. If you don't do that, your stack will not stack evenly, and over time it may lean and fall over. The second thing is all four corners of your stack need to be leveled up with each other. If you don't do that, again, the stack will start to lean, the wind will come through, and it will blow it over. And then the third thing is make sure you have plenty of time for your wood to dry out before you start burning it. If you cut it in the winter and then you're trying to burn it that same winter, it's probably not going to burn well. It's just going to smolder because it's still wet. It needs to dry out. Split it up, stack it up, let it sit for a year, keep it in the sun, keep it up off the ground, which is something great about these racks, is it allows airflow to go through the stack, both bottom, top, and then throughout it. So that really helps it to dry out. If you can put it under a roof, great. If not, just keep it in a well airflowed area, and then also plenty of sunlight on it to make sure that it dries out. Now there is this argument of should the wood be stacked bark up or bark down. I don't think it matters. I think as long as you follow those steps that I just talked you through, it's gonna work fine, it's gonna burn great. Now the types of wood you want to burn, those are gonna be your hardwoods. Oak, hickory, ash, pecan trees do well as well. Maples, birch trees, and then honey locust is actually a great one as well. These are all very dense, and so as they burn, they actually put off a lot more heat rather than softwoods, which softwoods you don't want to burn. These are things like willow, aspen, or basswood. They're very light, and so they're not nearly as dense, and so they don't produce nearly as much heat. Some other trees that you really don't want to burn are the coniferous trees, which are like your cedars and your pine trees. They have needles rather than actual leaves. Don't want to burn those because they will actually produce creosote as they burn. That'll build up in your chimney. Creosote can be toxic to humans, and then also it's very flammable. And so a lot of chimney fires happen because of that buildup of creosote. So you don't want to burn any type of pine or cedar in your fireplace. And then another wood that you want to look out for is hemlock. Hemlock is a dense wood, it's a hardwood. However, very hard to split because there's usually a lot of knots, but the real big danger is it sparks a lot. It puts off a lot of sparks, and so if it's in your fireplace, it may spark out onto your carpet or onto your wood, could start a fire, could start a house fire. Now to the racks themselves. I actually tore off the back deck of my grandparents' house, and I took the 12-foot 2x8 floor joist, and that's what I made the rack out of. The size of the rack was based on the length of the floor joist. At 12 feet, you could get a 7-foot horizontal base piece, which you see here, 7 feet long, and then a 5-foot vertical piece out of each floor joist. There are 4 5-foot vertical pieces, and then 2 7-foot horizontal pieces. And then those are connected by a 10-inch long piece that I also cut out of the floor joist. There's 3 of them, 1 on each end, 1 in the middle. First thing to do when you build it, it's very simple. You make your 2 U-shapes, or your 2 goalposts, both on each side. I actually took the 3/8 inch lag bolts from the deck and I repurposed those as well to attach the 5-foot vertical piece to the 7-foot horizontal piece. I just flushed up that 5-foot vertical piece on the end of the 7-foot horizontal piece, put the 2 bolts through, and that's how I fastened those together. So you've got 2 U-shapes. Now you need to connect them. So those 10-inch pieces, put one on each side flushed up on the inside of the 2 5-foot vertical pieces, and then one in the middle. So 3 4-inch wood screws on each side. So you've got 18 4-inch wood screws, and then 8 3/8-inch lag bolts. When we first started stacking wood in these racks, we actually had it a lot higher. We had mounded it up above the tops of the vertical pieces, and we noticed over time that those vertical boards were actually fanning out. The weight was pushing them out. So in order to prevent that, we made the stack shorter, and then we took 2 2x4s and we screwed them into the edges of the 5-foot vertical pieces. So we cut them to 10 inches and we put them on so they'd be flush to the 5-foot vertical pieces, screwed them in on each side. Then we drilled holes through the middle of each 2x4. The cable came through that hole of the 2x4, we wrapped it around, and then we put some screws around the wire in order to keep the wire from pulling loose, pulling out. We did that on both sides. And so this creates that strength of the rack so the boards don't fan out and fall out. Now another thing that you could do with these racks is you could put some metal roofing over it or something like that, just so it keeps the rain off of it. You don't necessarily have to do that, but your pieces would probably dry out faster because it's not dealing with the rain soaking them. We didn't necessarily do that. We've got it in a space where the sun is beating down, wind is blowing through, so they're gonna dry out, and we're gonna give it plenty of time. Made about 7 of these racks. You could make multiple in a day. They're very easy to build, very simple. Anybody could do it just as long as you follow the instructions of how to do it, how to put it together. And then they're also pretty portable. You can throw them into the bed of the truck, drive them around the property, place them in different areas, and so it works very well. If you guys are interested in seeing some of our other videos, I actually have a video where I teach you how to split wood and give you some different methods to make it easier, as well as showing you the best tool to split wood with. And then we've got some videos of how to build fires, some different methods, and then how to build a fire in a fireplace. If you want to see those videos, you can click up here. That'll take you to that playlist where you can watch those and then hone some more of your skills. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If it was, be sure to like it. Subscribe to the channel. We've got new videos coming out every week, so you don't want to miss out on those. Come journey more with us, and we'll see you next time.